Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a beginning of the month of June tarot oracle reading. And Scorpio, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Scorpio, and you do have your birth chart done, which house is Scorpio in? That will give you further clarity to where this information shows up for you. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it has been a while since I was posting this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity. Whoa, wait a second here. Have I got too many cards? Yes. Sorry. That will give you further clarity as to your situation now. So that's on top here. All right. There we have it. Good. We have the underlying energy is a commitment, partnership, marriage. This is the official marriage card of the tarot. So this is the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck for the entire reading. And we have some commitment that wants to be made here. This can represent, as I said, marriage. It's the beginning of fulfillment. So this is saying basically you have the down payment for your castle, which is a huge accomplishment. Congratulations on that. But you still have to make down the payments on the mortgage. And you've popped the question, or someone popped the question. The answer was yes. And now you are going to be working on the wedding, and then you have to pour your energy into the relationship to make it as fulfilling as possible. And then this energy is talking about the Page of Wands, and this is your internal forces. So internal forces are what you have control of, that come from within. And, you know, the question that you'll be asking, you can tell if you're asking, what if this happens? Or what if they do that and I have to do this? You get caught up in the woulda, shoulda, couldas. That energy generally comes from within. And the Page of Wands is representing communication or some information coming in. Pages would work for the king and queen in the old days at a very young age, 7 to 14. This is young to us, but back then, the life expectancy was half of what it is now. So, you know, they were very mature compared to us. Like they didn't have childhood like we have now. And so this energy is this, you know, if someone obtained a position within the court like that, it would be a real feather in their cap, you know, a real coup for the family. Something to be very proud of, and a much better lifestyle than they would live in any other occupation, more or less. And this is talking about delivering messages and communication, running errands throughout the palace and throughout, you know, in the court. And then if they were still there when they were older, when they became 21, if they could afford a horse, they might even be considered for knighthood. So the Page of Wands energy can sometimes represent that information is coming in from someone you knew in elementary school, high school, going to college, whatever, someone you haven't seen for a while. Sometimes it can represent, it's been 7, 14, 21 years since you've seen someone or had, you know, communication with them. This is talking about the wand energy is about fire, the element of fire, and it's made of wood because wood fuels the fire. Now, the Page of Wands, he is very focused on his wand. As you can see, he looks up to it, he's admiring it. You have to take a grain of salt with the information he brings in, because quite often he is thinking with his little head rather than his big one. Think of a young, you know, masculine energy that's under the age of 21, and, you know, ready for adventure in life and ready for all sorts of new discoveries. And that's what's representing the pyramids back here. This is talking about having a lot of enthusiasm and passionate action. This card also, in the old days, this would always be a male, but this could be a female in her masculine energy as well. And it can also, you know, in the old days, the only way that they had of communicating was in person. But these days, you don't have to be waiting for someone to knock on your door. And this is the page with information. This is more like a phone call, a text message. Maybe it's a letter in the mail or a card or some sort of, delivery. There could be an email coming through. Possibly you're on social media and someone messages you, or you see an event posted and you attend it, and then you meet someone in person who's the perfect person with the information, communication that you've been looking for. It's also a really good idea to keep your eye on what's happening at the top of the pyramid, even for 5 minutes a day. Just get take a glance at what's going on at the top. Whatever the leaders of the countries are doing and whatever is happening with the elites at the top is definitely going to be affecting the people below, and the people below are affecting the result at the top as well. So this is talking about that internal forces. You do have control of your internal forces. It's always better to respond to the energy rather than to react. And look at this, you have an ace coming in, and this is saying you deserve a cup of love that brings peace to your life and overflowing love that you can count on. This is a gift from the divine for staying on your path. And this is, an ace is always representing new energy. So this is someone new coming in into your life. And this energy, we have the King of Wands. Now the King of Wands could be you, or it could be someone who wants to get to know you better and wants to offer you a cup of love. The King of Wands is considered the sexiest king of them all. He is very charming, the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. He's very likable, someone that people enjoy because he's enthusiastic about life. He's very much in this energy here. He is also very passionate and a visionary. So he's optimistic. He's always coming up with new ideas and ways to experiment with, to do things in different ways and make the world a better place, basically. And this energy is someone that also is in the element of fire. And on the back of his throne here, we see these salamanders that are have their tail in a circle, and we see the lion here. That's representing protection from fire. So this is saying that he has protection from fire. And I noticed a while back that there's a face on the back of here. There's the eyes, the nose, the mustache, and smoke coming out of the mouth. This could just mean, quite simply, that he's smoking hot, because he is, or it sometimes can represent the energy where there's smoke, there's fire. One thing about the King of Wands, it takes him a while to settle down. All three of the fire signs have a tendency to be the last ones to settle down and make commitments, such as marriage and, starting families, etc. Sagittarius in particular totally values their freedom. So does the Leo and the Aries energy as well. So, but this is about adventure, and this is in abundance. So this is basically saying you feel like you do deserve this love coming in, and the divine agrees with you. And maybe you've met the King of Wands, and maybe you are like, okay, I would accept an offer of a cup of love from this dude. And then we have this energy here of the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords is talking about another gift coming in. That's two aces already in your internal forces. So this is awesome energy. This is talking about the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. So this is a reward. When you know what the truth is and you have the truth, you're way, way better to make really strong choices in your life. And this is coming in your position of communication from your early life. So this could be talking about some sort of energy that maybe you're not aware of from when you were younger. And, that's something that happened when you were very young. And you maybe have never ever really learned the whole truth about it. And God is about to show you the truth through some sort of communication. Now that could be some communication that the Page of Wands brings in. Page of Wands works for the King of Wands. So this energy is talking about delivering a passionate message of some sort. But it's also saying that the King of Wands is passionate about the truth. And then we have an Empress energy here. The Empress represents, she's in the major arcana, and she represents the, a generator of, like a magnet that attracts abundance. And this is talking about, she's sometimes said to be pregnant with possibility. Sometimes this can actually represent someone who is pregnant. Doesn't have to be, of course, but if you don't want to be pregnant at this time or get someone pregnant at this time, be aware that you are very fertile right now. The Empress, she embodies the qualities of all four of the queens from the minor arcana. And so this is saying, that she has learned a lot from what she's been through in her life. There's been a lot of energy that she has gone through, and she has managed to come out of it and still have a good attitude and be on her designated path. She hasn't closed her heart down, or if she has, she's reopened it. She's willing to take a chance again on love, and is open to finding out the truth about every situation. Her energy is one of manifestation, and like she's highly abundant. And so that represents the wheat growing at her feet here. The wheat is, this is, her manifestation isn't all magic. She does put plans into action. So she gives it thought as to what she's going to do, and she decides, okay, I'm going to grow a crop. Is it going to be wheat or is it going to be durum? And then she's going to take a look, which would be the best field to grow this in? And does the soil need amending? Does it need fertilizing? What needs to be done to optimize the crop coming through? And then she also is going to make sure that all the stones and rocks and anything that could damage the seeding and harvesting equipment would be that they're picked and they're cleared out of the field. And then she waits until the opportune time to seed that crop. And once that's done, she waves her magic wand and says, okay, nature, do your thing. She's known for growing bumper crops. She doesn't spray, so she's an organic farmer. So this is as much time, money, and energy she's willing to invest. She has put the energy in to get the best result. With what she's willing to, that amount of time and energy. And she expects to have, or anticipates to have, a strong outcome. And she trusts that nature will do its thing because she's done everything she can on her end. So she doesn't worry about results. She just, does everything in her power to get a good result, and then leaves it up to the universe to provide for her, and moves on to the next manifestation that pops into her head. It's kind of that she's fertile with ideas. Now this is talking about in your emotional foundation at this time. So you could be this Empress energy, and this could be, remember, this could be a male in a very feminine energy though, or this could be a female in masculine energy. I feel like it's probably the other way around. The Empress quite often, and the Empress and Emperor energy, quite often they're like, the Emperor is very alpha male and the Empress is very, very feminine. So if it's regarding a couple, we'll see what the energy is about. Now we do have heartbreak. So this heartbreak energy, I feel that this is talking, about, is this a situation between these two? I don't feel that it's necessarily between them, but it could be about them. That's the energy. I'm picking up, when you look at this card, you see 3 swords in this heart. And the 3 swords in the heart is definitely like disturbing to look at. And you think, whoa, there's 3 swords here. How are they going to survive that? But when you look again, you realize the heart is actually very big in context to the swords. And sometimes this can represent a third-party energy where there was a couple and a third party drove a couple apart. This also can talk about gossip, slander, This, in matters of courts, it can be perjury. This can also be about someone who's afraid to speak their truth, and it can also represent an energy of, harsh words being said. Now, with this energy here, with all all of this positive energy, I feel that this energy could be also representing when you take your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind and you plug that into your heart. That's sitting like with the Empress energy. So your subconscious mind is formed by the time you are about 6, 7 years of age. And you probably don't remember that much for sure when you were a baby and even under the age of kindergarten, but your subconscious mind remembers everything. And when you're a baby, you're like a sponge absorbing your environment and also the values and the thoughts of the people that are in charge of your care. So your subconscious mind is really the thoughts of the people put in charge of your care. And we don't remember very much about that. So we have to rely on them to tell us what we were like, or videos, or, that type of energy. But at the same time, when we get stressed out or we get excited, we get triggered by something, that's the first mind that pops up. And it's like, I know, I'll do this. But this is like, you're an adult now, and those are the thoughts of the people that were put in charge of your care. So it's not always the most reliable. And then we have the unconscious mind, which is about your spiritual needs. Now, a lot of people will, agree to, I am a human being and I do have a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you're actually a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle to navigate the planet and, go to through the university of life, basically. And if the unconscious mind needs are not being met and the soul is unhappy, it can start arguing very loudly, the unconscious mind with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Conscious mind is what you have a handle on. I can see this picture with these two swords in it, and this third one, I can tell you this one's the subconscious mind and this is the unconscious mind because I just heard it and it's in my memory. That's the conscious mind. You're conscious of the thought. When you put all three of them together and you plug that into your authentic desires, that's exactly how the Empress manifests. So it's a very powerful way of manifestation. And it's also talking about if there was any healing that needed to be done here. I feel like these rewards are coming in because you've done the inner work, like meditation, prayer, and worked on healing your heart. If you've been in a situation where you closed your heart down because of the fear of being vulnerable. Now we have the Three of Cups here, and the Three of Cups energy is not surprising that it's coming in. We do have a full moon tomorrow night, and this is the blue moon. So it's 2 full moons in 1 month, which is like super, super duper moon energy. And so these three always come out when there's a full moon. They like to dance around the moon. And this energy is talking about, the cups do represent love, and quite often romantic love. But if there's 3 here, that's not likely that it's romantic here. This is more about they're celebrating something that happened, but they're not celebrating each other. They're not looking at each other. This is more about celebrating an event or something that has happened. This card can often represent gossip and slander. And if it does represent romantic love, it can represent that perhaps one of these people is a third-party involvement that drove the other sword in between the two. This can talk about gossip, slander, that same energy we were taught, heartbreaking energy that can cause problems and issues for others. And this energy, like in many cultures, if you toast someone, in Europe in particular, and you don't look them in the eye, there is a suspicion there that it causes 7 years bad luck in your love relationship. So they really, really freak out. Like, look me in the eye. If you toast with them, they like, look them in the eye, because it's not just you that gets the bad luck. They get it too. And they take it quite seriously, some of them. So, it's just like, if this is about romantic love, it's not the best way to display that. So we're going to look at now the external forces. External forces, you're not saying what if anymore, you're saying what the EF happened. The external forces you don't have control over. There is some energy here of someone's been really busy and focused on making money. And the pentacles do not just represent making money, but this particular card is about making money. The person is literally pounding out a coin. This is the only tarot deck or card in the whole tarot deck that the person is literally pounding out a coin. And so the pentacles do represent health, wealth, and happiness in the third dimensional plane. Money, of course, is a huge part of that, but you could have all the money in the world, and if you don't have the lifestyle that you want to be living, you don't have your health, you don't have love in your life, then it's going to feel pretty empty. So this is talking about working very hard on a project where you're on the second coin and you have 6 to go, or you already have 6 done and are on the 7th and only have 1 more to go. So this is talking about your main focus being the external forces coming in needing to make money, or it's about money. So this is from the external forces. I feel that this energy is saying that these people feel that they have a lot of money coming in. And I just want to say that this, because I don't trust this energy, not next to this card in particular. This energy and this one here can actually say, like, literally making money, like counterfeit money, money laundering, forgery, identity theft, that type of crime. So this is, someone could be hard at work, focused on making money in that way. And this is coming from the external forces. So let's keep going here. This is immature competition. Yeah. Okay, so this card has been coming up a lot in the readings. Now, with this blue moon energy coming in, the saying is once in a blue moon, and that's because it's quite rare to have a blue moon. It's not, it's about every 2.5 to 3 years generally, but it's when we had a full moon on May 1st, and now we're going to have one tomorrow night again on the 31st. And the blue moon energy, it kind of has a different quality to it. Now, don't expect the moon to look blue when you look out, at it. It's not about there are times where the blue moon does look blue, but that's because usually in the case of volcano erupting, and there's a lot of volcanic ash, or there's a lot of forest fires nearby, and that ash falling down and it blocking out the red ultraviolet rays and causing the moon to look blue from the perspective of the earth. That would not be the scene that we want to have for the blue moon. We're talking about them talking about it being a blue moon because it's that rare for it to happen in a 1 month period. And so it does have, full moons are very emotional. You may have noticed you might be really emotional this month. You're a water sign, so you might be a little bit more emotional than usual. And when we have 2 full moons and 1 moon in, a new moon as well, all in 1 month, that is very emotional energy, but it's also very psychic and, intuitive energy. So you can use that energy to really upgrade your ability to get to the truth, to get to where you want to go. Using that, the full moon is in the sign of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and it's a sort of a happy-go-lucky energy. Sagittarius also rules the Wheel of Fortune. So it's interestingly enough, on June 9th, Jupiter is going to move into the sign of of Cancer, and Venus is going to join that energy on June the 9th. And many astrologers are saying that this is the luckiest day of the year for love and money. So, and some are even going so far as to say the luckiest day of the decade for love and money. So I feel like the Sagittarius moon that's ruled by Jupiter is a springboard for getting into that, get into that groove, into that energy. Use this because you are a water sign, Scorpio. The sign of Cancer is ruled by the energy of the moon. And a lot of the water signs do feel the moon energy a lot more. They're the most intuitive signs. And this Empress energy is sitting in that Cancer house. So I feel like this is a huge opportunity to, really take any hardships or anything that comes towards you and elevate that to a different level. And Scorpio, that's your, your absolute best scenario. Scorpio energy is very, very good at uniting people and elevating the vibration and getting people to cooperate with each other, or conquering everybody. Remember, Scorpio has a scorpion as the glyph, and this energy, if you, the Scorpio words can sting. So this energy is talking about taking this energy that's coming up and really, utilizing that energy. If you're feeling really emotional, that's okay. Discipline your mind, get yourself calm, and use this energy to move forward in a project or something that you really want to bring, have come into being. And this energy here is talking about immature competition coming from the outside. So you have this, immature competition. Think of narcissistic cheerleaders and, maybe grade 6 to grade 10. And they are very, they want that trophy at this competition. They want it more than anything. And so they can see there's another team out there that's doing, has better moves than them. And they're they're in a position where they will do anything, trip them, whatever they have to do to get that trophy. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will pull strings in the background to make sure they do. And so this energy is talking about when people want the trophy, whether they've earned it or not, and they're more focused on that than learning from the competition. And as we mature, we start to understand, I'm really only in competition with myself. If you do even 1% better when you go out there in that competition, you are going to elevate your skill level by another 1%. And if everybody on the team does that and you come together, it can be a huge difference in the team. And then maybe you would actually deserve the trophy and really be able to enjoy it. So as we mature, we start to realize that we're really in competition with ourselves when we get stressed out or whatever. But now this energy is coming in your position of commitments, partnerships, and marriage. And there can't be probably a more annoying or trying, difficult situation than being in competition with the person that's supposed to be empowering. You're supposed to be empowering each other. And if they're in competition, yikes, it's not very fun energy. So let's take a look at this. What's going on here? We have the wounded warrior, doing your best to stay on your path, being in this energy. You've already landed 8 wands. This is passionate action. And I do feel this is your energy, and that I feel this is representing the king of Wands energy more. It can be both. It could be one or the other, but I feel this energy coming out the way it is now. So this is energy being directed your way to make it more difficult for you to get to where you're going. And this is coming into transition. The reason I feel this is the Scorpio energy is right across this energy here about your abundance. And this is about you landed those 8 wands and you're leaning heavy on the ninth, but hey, this energy is, they're even more tired than you are, is what I'm getting. So they didn't expect it to be as difficult as it is. And that's where this Empress energy comes in. When people go through a lot of hardship, the very people that are trying to put them in this energy quite often end up in that energy themselves, because they aren't learning from the competition. Whereas this energy, this internal force here, is learning from that. Every time you go out there, you're learning another way to do it better. And they're just not. And and I'm getting their efforts to compete with you are tiring them out. And you might be tired too, but you've landed the wands and they didn't expect you to be able to. And this is talking about Queen of Wands energy. So the Queen of Wands, there's a lot of wands in this in this reading. I mean, we have aces and we have wands, and then we have, you know, gossip. So, oh well, people don't gossip about boring people. So the Queen of Wands energy now is coming through here. And this energy is like someone who's naturally happy. This is sunny attitude. The banner behind her head is representing, it's basically this, it's very similar to the Empress energy, intuition and logic, the spiritual realm and the physical, bringing that energy down into the earth, basically through creative solutions. So being able to combine your, you know, your intuition with your logic so that you can make really strong choices that are creative. And she does have this little black cat here. The Queen of Wands is not concerned with superstition. So she doesn't believe in superstition. She you know, she'll have a black cat, and if other people think it's unlucky, as far as she's concerned, that's her problem. And you'll notice with her, she is the only one of the face cards here. You notice that the Page of Wands and the King of Wands have this salamander energy protecting them from fire. She doesn't have that energy because she commands the fire. So she sets the tone. She doesn't need no salamanders. She commands the fire and what's going on. And I feel like this energy, this is in transition from you being in this energy and them realizing they're more tired than you are. This is, I feel, talking about, okay, this is your higher learning. So I feel that this energy is saying you are very much aware of how to manifest using your intuition and your logic with creative solutions. That's kind of like the energy here being represented here. So this is saying that this is your higher learning has taught you this. And I feel like this is talking about how the Empress became how the Queen of Wands elevated to the Empress situation from all of this energy being directed. Interesting. And it could be the same with the King. And then look at this. This opens up a whole new world. So the World card represents the Fool starts his journey at the 0 point. And he starts off with a leap of faith. And when this card comes up, it's saying, okay, a whole new cycle is now moving forward. And this is in career and reputation. So there's an opportunity, I feel, coming in towards you that is going to elevate your position. So let's see here. In your career. All right. And that is, this cycle is over. So it's basically saying, I feel like the cycle that's over is this energy here, where I don't know, this Queen of Wands could be in reverse and be part of this, or this could just be talking about how the Empress energy elevated herself to the Queen of Wands. But this is saying the King of Wands has absolutely does manifest in this way. And it can also be saying that this cup of love is, it could be saying that this energy here is this, your energy feels that is your Empress. So because of their ability to do that same thing, and no need for protection from fire. So then we have a breath. This is a breath of fresh air. Rather than being in competition with someone you're married to, actually having them be able to empower, you're able to empower each other instead of being in competition with each other. Yeah, and it's kind of like, if you have a whole bunch of drama in your everyday routines, in your daily life when you're married to someone, it's not very comfortable. And it also could be, though, because remember, the King of Wands is the last to settle down of all the kings. Like the king of that energy, they take a lot longer to get married and decide to have a family, if they ever do. And it could be that this energy causing a lot of friction. So this could be actually not so much about career and reputation, but more about your love life, that type of energy. But we still do have this energy of this pentacle energy. And look, there's no more pentacles coming in here. We have the truth coming out. We have a cup of love coming out. This is a better lifestyle, though. But this card is the one that's saying someone's focused on making money. Interesting. We'll keep going. So the Page of Swords is coming in now. The Page is this one now. He's not so focused on his wand. He's focused on a solution to the problem. Okay. And this is a blessing coming in. So this could be an aha moment in your career or your love life, or just in the way you want to approach life in general. This is talking about, what the logical question is. The Page of Swords is the only one of the pages that's looking away from his element, because he's thinking outside the box and looking for creative solutions, and then applying those creative solutions logically. And so this always reminds me of someone who likes to golf and being in the golfing game. This energy might be, golf is a very, very mental sport. So like if on the first hole you throw your club in, it's a really bad first start to the day, and you still have 17 holes to go, then it could be a long day. But if at the second hole you discipline your mind, control your emotions, you could have a hole in one. And it's that type of energy. And people notice that. I feel that's why politicians and business people take people out golfing, partly because it's way better than sitting in a stuffy, convention center or whatever. The courses are beautiful, but I bet, I'm not much of a golfer myself, but I bet you that you could tell a lot about someone after 18 holes of golf. You would know whether you wanted to hire them or not. That's for sure. And so this is talking about the Four of Pentacles energy. Look at that. So this is talking about having a strong foundation for moving forward when it comes to money. But this is about being sold short, selling yourself short, having to turn your back on the city, having to... this is talking about, again, this is the only other pentacle card that's not so much about lifestyle, but that's about money. So who in your outside influences here? This is talking about having a strong foundation for money, but wanting to go after your heart's desires and then your crowning glory, and having the money to do it. And this is sometimes representing selling yourself short or others selling you short. It could be representing having to turn your back on where you came from, leaving your comfort zone. Perhaps, and because this is external forces, I don't know, I just feel like there's some sort of energy around your money, and not necessarily, of course that would be affecting your lifestyle, but it's not that often that just these two cards come out about your lifestyle or whatever. This is definitely something going on with your money, and it may, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth coming out. Let's see, I feel like this reading, I'm not 100% clear on this reading, so I definitely am going to clarify it with my oracle. If you're leaving the reading here and you're like, no, I got it, okay, put it in the comment box below so that the rest of us have it too. And thank you for your time and energy and your likes and comments. Consider subscribing. You're more than welcome. And I'm going to clarify now with my oracle. And so this is something I started in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 of the paintings. And the numbers on these cards, I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. And the numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in the gallery on my website. I will put them in the order that they show up here so that you can take a look if you want. This is one of the paintings. This is actually a reproduction. It's an ink drawing, and I did one for each of the signs. And so that's part of, that's 12, there's 12 in that series of for my oracle. I'm working on bringing it out, but I'm taking my time because I want to gather the information to put in the book. And every time I do a reading, I learn something new. So I already have some information on my website, but it's way different. You may have noticed that what is on paper doesn't always turn out the same in real life, you know, when you put it into action. So we have the moon energy being highlighted again here, sitting on this marriage, commitments, and partnerships. And we have the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth coming out. I feel that's what that's saying. Reckless abandon. That's when freedom is discipline of your mind. And then we have the high priestess, which is talking about, again, using your intuition. The high priestess is joyful. She follows the cycles of the moon, and she sits next to God on her throne in between two pillars of total extremes, and she sorts through all the information. Information is equals energy, so the more information you have, the more energy you have to work with, and she uses her intuition to sort through it and then applies it logically to her situation. And we have the Empress energy here, so this I do feel is saying that the Empress energy is this cup of love coming in. Here we have the sun shining down on this relationship. And so this does involve the King of Wands and the Empress. This is talking about the falling star energy. Falling and failing in love is a matter of I. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This is talking about your heart chakra opening again. And I feel like when the truth comes out about what's happened here, you know, this is sometimes something that we say in a court of law. You know, you swear on a Bible. I don't know if you always swear in a Bible anymore in court, but you say the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And I say, so help you God. And then we have the shooting star energy. So this is talking about when you don't have what, you know, if you're wishing on something, it means you don't have it yet, but you are confident that you can manifest it. And so the shooting star is having a really good attitude. So a lot of people, they'll wish upon a star and then they'll be sitting there 2 years later and saying, well, nothing happened. Well, get up and do something. You have to meet the energy. You have to have a good attitude. And then we have the World card coming out here and here. So this is in your creativity, romance, and that things are going to change. I feel that this energy is saying that there was a broken heart and now it's healed. And it's talking about being in that energy to go after your authentic desires rather than being held in a situation where it's all about money. Yeah. And Scorpio, you're coming out here, showing up as yourself here on top of this card here. And so I feel that's confirming that there's some sort of energy in your life that has been affecting your daily routine, your health possibly, like the habits that you have, the way your house runs, the way you run. And this, remember I said Scorpio at its best unites, and it's about elevating. And I feel like this energy has been trying to conquer you for whatever reason. And if they did, they were celebrating too soon because it's really immature. And this is taught like when the aces come in here at the beginning of a reading, and then God puts the stamp on it, and we have the world card changing this energy twice. It's saying there's definitely a change coming in. And so I just want to point out, other than when it's like this is your reading, so when you show up in your own reading, that's showing that things definitely are turning in your favor in a better way. Instead of having to conquer this energy, you're just going to elevate above it, and it won't even be a thing anymore. So let's look at the external forces. Oh, but I want to say that with other signs, any signs coming up, I'm not talking about a specific person. I'm talking about the energy that is in the about the sign itself. What can we learn from it? Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses. If you ever get your chart done, you'll find that your energy, like you have probably all or most of the signs in your chart. So, we can learn from them all and learn about each other as well. And then we have temperance. So temperance is being devoted to your path, being devoted to the truth of the situation coming in. Temperance is about being able to handle your emotions really well. And so this is talking about being devoted to your path, staying on course despite the energy coming towards you. And I feel that this is saying this situation is changing for sure. There's some sort of truth coming through here. We have the hangman. So I feel that this is saying two things. The hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down until they get an idea of the best action to take, and gain perspective from looking at it from all angles, kind of this energy here. And this is talking about the balance that it brings into your life. But this is also talking about sometimes an energy being stuck because of this energy. And it's going to be unstuck now, is what I feel is going to happen when the truth comes out. The need to be right. So do you have to be right to be happy? Making mountains out of molehills, and sometimes making molehills out of mountains. So the need to be right is a karmic space that we can all fall into. But you have to realize, like, sometimes you do need to be right, but there's lots of times where we can just be like, okay, I'm not going to expend my energy on trying to prove to people that I'm right when I don't need to. I would rather just be happy and continue on in my life. I'm not going to explain myself to people who don't feel that I have the right to be on my course happy, without always constantly trying to add drama to it. And they're tiring out because you're not playing the game anymore. Maybe you were at one time. This quite often represents an energy of a bunch of people getting together they want to keep you under their control, like they don't want you to leave. And so sometimes it's coming from a place where they're scared because they're afraid that you're going to leave. Denial, what I don't know won't hurt me. Yeah, it can. And so this is, when we have people that we love, we'll overlook, and then it gets to a certain point where it's like, okay, I've had enough of this energy, and it's a tactic basically. But I'm picking up an energy. It's almost more like a tactic of attachment. When people, that's the mother of all the karmic spaces. It hasn't showed up here, but it might yet. But it's saying, I feel that people see you as a star, and they're attached to you, and they don't want to let you go. And so that's beautiful and wonderful, but at the same time, you need to go on your journey. And sometimes that means that we come to times in our life where we've learned everything we can from a situation, and we need to move on. And otherwise, we become stagnant. And this is talking about some sort of justice coming in. Now, justice comes in from the spiritual realm down to the physical. So it could be talking about some sort of court with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. There's not a whole lot of court energy, but there is this making money, maybe. I don't know. There could be something to do with these pentacles. I'm not you would know in your situation if that's a thing or not. There is Taurus energy coming out here. And this Taurus energy, Taurus is actually Empress energy. because it's about that manifesting from more of an innocent place. In that you put the Empress puts the plans in place, but then she has faith in the universe and she trusts that everything will work out, and lets it go because she's done everything she's willing to do. It's kind of more that energy, and I feel it's being brought up here again. And also remember, Venus is moving into the sign of Cancer with Jupiter on the 9th of June. And that energy, a lot of astrologers are saying, is the luckiest day for love and money. So maybe you already have been shown that there's lots of love, but the truth might be coming in and you might have a lot of money coming your way. So an awesome reading. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for any likes and comments and subscribes. I'm truly honored if you do subscribe, and I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Scorpio.